We're back, baby, with likely an underwhelming week, but that doesn't matter. We are back with Crowdfunding Countdown, episode 2024. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to another year of testing your wallets, pushing yourselves to the limit, backing things, and then forgetting about them 2 weeks later because you didn't even want them in the first place. That's right. We're here at Crowdfunding Countdown. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. I'm excited to check out these new campaigns, but before we do, I've got a new patron shout out. I probably should have done this in other Monday videos, but I didn't, and that's because it just feels right. It feels right doing it here at Crowdfunding Countdown on the videos that generally take me the most time, and I feel like only the truest room and board fans watch. And so I'm super appreciative of anybody who signs up for Patreon. You're all incredible, lovely people, some of whom I got to hang out with just this past weekend at Niagara Board Gaming Convention. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Crowdfunding Countdown, and I do want to give a huge shout out to Jeff, to Ben Davies, to Aaron. These are existing members who, shifted things or went for the year, and so I got a new notification, and so I'm just appreciative. I'm appreciative you're still here. I'm appreciative you're still supporting the channel and you like what I produce here. And then huge shout out goes to new patrons, Andrew and Vladislav. Thank you so much for jumping on board, supporting the channel. It really is meaningful. It's meaningful. It helps me invest as much time as I do in some of these videos. And generally, these ones are the ones that'll take me the most time. However, we do have a short week. We have a short week this week. We're still going to take a look at some things. A couple things that we missed in the past chunk of time. I've been trying to keep tabs on things that have funded in the meantime, in the dead hours, in the cold darkness of 2023, in the in-between times. I've been trying to keep track of those sorts of campaigns, and I did a very bad job of them, but luckily my patrons kept track, and so I have 2 of them to look at. So I'm excited to look at 2 of them, and yeah, I'm just so thrilled to get to continue to do this over and over again. Y'all are the best. Love you lots. And let's get into it. Oh, before I begin, though, this isn't a sponsored thing. I mean, I think IntotheAM are going to sponsor like next week's episode, but I do want to let you know that tomorrow on IntotheAM, they're like, hey, we're having a sale from January 23rd to the 30th. And I was like, hey, do you want me to talk about that sale beforehand? They're like, nah, do it when the sale's on. I'm like, okay, so your day for talking about it is like 2 days left of the sale. And things might be gone. So I just want to let you know that there is a sale. It's like a clearance sale. I mean, they always have sales. Let's be real. I was talking to Dirk this weekend. Shout out to Dirk. He's one of the room and board patrons, and he was wearing some IntotheAM shirts when we were hanging out. And I was like, hey, nice shirts. He's like, yeah, they're super comfortable, because they are super comfortable. Literally, I will always say yes to them because I'm like, yeah, send me more shirts. My entire wardrobe is IntotheAM, and I don't care. And my friend Aaron, who was also at Niagara Board Game Con, was wearing some IntotheAM shirts. And so I was like, yeah, we were rock, because he watched the channel too. And I was like, yeah, we're all rocking these shirts, rocking these IntotheAM shirts. And that also made me feel good because people like them. And that it's not just me who likes them, but other people have gotten good quality out of them as well. So they always have sales on, though. They really always have sales. I always go to the clearance section and just like search what's there. And you can get a shirt for like $10 for like, these are good quality shirts, especially when you get them on clearance. And then Dirk told me, this is why it's a special shout out to Dirk, that if you put something in your cart and then you leave for like 2 days, they'll send you an email being like, hey, we'll give you this one-time offer for additional 20% off. So do that. And of course, you can use the code SLIPPERYJIM, which is my code, to get an additional 10% off. Like this always stacks. And so they're like, yeah, it's up to 30 to 95% off items. And then you can get an additional 10% off with my code. So does that mean it's 105% off and they're paying you? I mean, it's not. It would be like 10% off the sale price. So you'd probably save like 50 cents. It would be their little bandanas that they're selling for like 25 cents just so they can they're doing something for 95% off. Like that's what all companies do. But anyway, I just got excited that people liked IntotheAM, and I was reading through my emails to make sure that this wasn't the sponsored one and I didn't have to talk about them, but I ended up talking about them. So you'll see the sponsored one next week. But use SLIPPERYJIM if you're over there. Really, IntotheAM, they're my favorite t-shirt company, and I'm hoping I get some button-ups. I want to try their button-ups now. I want to try everything they have. Okay, let's get into the week. It's a weird week. It's still a very slow week this week. There's something over on BackerKit which should tell you how slow it is. And this is just the OGRE's miniature set for, I don't really know much about this, but it's a It's a tabletop war game called Ogre that I know has somewhat of a large following. That's why I'm mentioning it. If you happen to be a fan of Ogre, though, you probably know that this exists. 1977. Yeah, I remember seeing a big box of it for sale in a board game group or at a bring and buy or something like that. And I thought, whoa, those letters are big. This game must be cool. I mean, that was my thought process, if I'm being honest. I was like, yeah, whoa, big cool box filled with toys. Never gonna learn how to play. Don't like war games, but cool tanks. So if you're like me, well, you can come look at the tanks. I don't care about this game at all. And they give you unpainted miniatures as well. So there you go. I bet the pledge levels are stupid. Oh, a miniature set of 4. Oh, 80 unpainted minis for $40. How much are the painted ones? I think they're all unpainted. Well, there you go. You can get a bunch of tanks. You don't need them. We certainly do not. Wait a minute. This isn't the first one I was supposed to look at. This is on Tuesday. Oh, man. Now my order's out of order. I don't want to talk about Ogre to start. I wanted to talk about things that finished. Things that finished already. Oh, Ogre. You suckered me in. I was moving things around so I can keep it in order, and I just screwed it. We're off. The year's off to a horrible start. Cancel your patron memberships. I understand. This is the sort of lack of professionalism that I'm hoping you can expect in 2024. But here's one that I do want to look at, and this is the Battle of Versailles by Salt and Pepper Games. In the game, the Battle of Versailles, players take on the role of either the France and US team, facing one another by playing action cards to show off their best dresses. Yes. To attract the most popular celebrities, or to annoy the opponent by spreading bad gossip. That sounds like Take That, and I'm less interested. They also compete to contribute more than their opponents to the reconstruction of the Palace of Versailles. Yeah, because you want to live in the most opulent land ever. Raise $26,000, but I know people who are... Is this the original campaign? No, view original campaign, right? Yes, view original campaign. Look at that, it raised $18,000. Just kidding. Oh, it's nice. It's picked up a few pledges in the in-between times, the darkness, the rabid times. 2-player game, though. I like that this is 2 players, because if there's going to be Take That, I want it to be a 2-player game, because then there's no king making. Okay, do they have a video? No. Do they have a rulebook? I think so, so let's look at that. You have 4 French designers and Bill Nye. Language and systems of war games to tremendous effect. $27? 25 euros? Yeah, I like that. How to play. You'll face off each other in a duel. You have to put your best dresses into play, attract celebrities out of the time, playing events that confuse the opposing team. You must also play your part in the reconstruction of the Palace of Versailles. Asymmetric game in which both sides must choose the best strategy to conquer the audience of Versailles. During each of the 5 rounds, the model will parade through all the runway tiles. Yeah, work that runway. When the model lands on a tile, its action is triggered. You must perform the actions indicated on your side of the tile each time. Okay, so if that's between you, it's kind of reminding me of Caverna Cave versus Cave. There's basically draw cards and play card. That seems pretty simple. And then there's event cards, which do a thing, and celebrity cards that activate the effect on that space on the Versailles board. And if you have 7 celebrities in play, you win, because everybody wants to go to your side of the aisle. Dresses give you prestige points, which would be an end game thing, and different icons that you're going to chain together. If the American has 6 different feature icons in play, they win. All right, what does the French get to do? The French just gets to only have one way to win. Yeah, check your dress cards in play. If they have design features, then you can activate a designer ability. Oh, it's kind of like crokinole scoring, where you compare your points and then you score the difference. I like that. Makes for a feeling of a tighter game, right? Where you're really trying to cancel each other out. Raise funds to rebuild Versailles and gain tiles with bonus actions. If the French gather 15 French flags, they win the game. Cool. I like different ways to win, especially based on asymmetric stuff. Where's the rules? Salt and pepper! That's the studio. Download the rules, but that seems pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to really give you more of a overview than that. I like thematically that the United States has to show off how innovative its dresses are, and that's how they could take prestige away from the French. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to know. Yeah, okay, so it's kind of like Caverna. There's going to be this laid out in front, in between the players, right? And so when you move the model and it lands on a space, you get to do a certain action. Wait a minute, they didn't tell me that they were going to use that photo of me in the rule book. I was just posing for my friend. Maximum 5 rounds. The model just goes to the next runway tile. Okay, so your actions are kind of predetermined. That's a little less exciting. Maybe there are ways that you can make the model skip a step or something to really screw with your opponent. But I guess this is just a way of keeping the turn order happening. There's going to be some interplay of just placing a dress on a specific spot of the board, which I think probably will have to do with cards of like, discard your opponent's dress, but it has to be on the opposite side, and so you have to kind of time that out with the model walking down the runway. Oh, cool, and then you have your 5 designers, and then you have a different designer each round, so you have a different ability each round as well. Yeah, and then there's a battle back and forth of you getting more prestige or upgrades. With lights, if you have lights on your side, your stuff is better, so you can flip the tiles and manipulate it that way. I like that. Yeah, seems kind of neat. What's shipping? Oh, speaking of shipping, I just had an interview with Quartermaster Logistics. That'll be coming out probably next week because I want to do some silver content this week because silver, the Kickstarter's out. I think it's really, really good, spoiler alert. And so I want to talk about it. So that'll probably come out next week, but just talking about shipping costs and why they are so much. We talked a lot. We might even talk more, so I'm really excited about that. But shipping here, if you're in the EU, seems pretty good. Spain, you can get this for €30 for this nice card game. Canada, it's €18, so almost double the cost. Be like $50 for me. €14 to the US, not that great there either. But even still, like this to me feels, if you like Seven Wonders Duel, or you like Caverna Cave versus Cave, like if you like those sort of head-to-head games, this feels like a more exciting theme and version of those two things. So I can see why people are excited about it, and I'm happy that I looked at it. The other thing that people wanted me to look at was Fief England, Alliances, Treachery, and Power. This is by Academy Games. It's Fief England is a game of dynastic ambition where players lead noble families in medieval Europe. Each family is comprised of noble lords and ladies that strive to attain royal and ecclesiastical titles through intrigue, diplomacy, marriage alliances, betrayals, and war. Yeah, okay, let's check it out. Raised a lot of money, so... It was funded on 12/15, which means it didn't finish until the in-between time, so let's look at it. I've never been more bored by medieval retelling. I don't see how this raised so much money. Maybe the rules are good, but I do love... No, I take it all back. I do see how this raised so much money. If you look at sweet little King Edward over there, who wasn't always king, but is going to get a little crown put on him right now. And over top of him, look at that sweet little King Edward. Look at his little smile. You know he's going to bring prosperity to the land. You know that's what Edward's got going on. Don't look that Walfoff, with his little raven beside him, is clearly going to stab him in the back. His name might as well be Edmund. Wherefore, bastard? Why base? Yeah, this video is nonsense. I'm sorry, only 24 hours to back? Was this a 24-hour campaign? How do I check that? Updates. Oh, no. Never mind. Pledge page reopens soon. All stretch goals unlocked. Yeah, no, that was probably just carryover from the end of the Game Found campaign. Being like, oh, okay, only 24 hours to go, when there was 24 hours to go and things that were unlocked. Anyway, it looks like you grow your family. They all will have different powers. When some people die, Edward can become king. You build mills and strongholds. You build stuff around the around your lands. If you're in all of the cities of the fiefdom, you get its royal title. So if you're just there, you've got somebody in the back of the hall shouting, well, Edward's king now. And everyone's like, oh, man, I guess that's right. I guess it's right. They had somebody here. Did you hear that over in your town? Yeah, I heard Edward's king. Well, let's send a horse down to the other town, because if they've heard that Edward's king, then I guess we all got to go with it and start paying our taxes. I heard Edward's king. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. They're saying it everywhere. Edward is our king. That's what it is. You just declare your family members, the lord or lady, and send Margaret with her little nun peekaboo card. Turn her into a nun. Maybe that's just a Halloween costume. Who can tell? What? The church holds sway over the state? That would never happen now. Watch out for those friggin' Normans. Oh, Norman. It's true. The Normans might invade your shores in pursuit of new territories. Norman Bates. Norman Willem DeFranco. Willem Defoe. Jeez. Norman Osborn. That's who it is. Oh, frick. I just thought about Spider-Man. That made me sad. Oh, and then I thought about the best friggin' moment in Spider-Man No Way Home when, you know, who dives down, saves MJ. When they couldn't save Gwen Stacy. Oh, long live the king. I'm glad it's Edward. Honestly, Edward, you earned it. You earned it. Okay, you're gonna tell me anything about the game. I dread this rule book, but we're gonna check it out. See what like any flow of the game looks like. No, Lady Eleanor, give me the rules. What's in the box? There's a bunch of expansions. Okay, great. How much was this, by the way? $75 or 170 for the all-in with medieval coins. Those are just pieces of dirt that have been hammered into metal. Medieval English metal coins. The rules are rather complete. Well, it has an existing following, right? So there was Fief France, and now they went to England. 28 pages. That's better than I expect. Okay, nobleman, noblewoman, family member. Nice. I like these game turns right here. But it looks like it's going to be a little war game with knights and archers and all these little chits that'll run around. Where's phase 1? Where's phase 1? Round overview, and then we go right to phase 2. Those rules don't seem complete to me. Where's phase 1? I want to hear ye, hear ye. I guess it's just upkeep. Random disaster's going to happen. Oh, I really like this carrier pigeon idea. This was pitched to me by the guys who did Silver Coin, Age of Monster Hunters. They were saying that like whenever they play Game of Thrones, they have like a raven. They can do one thing a day. So you can have one carrier pigeon. So you can give a card to another player, giving shillings to another player, conduct a secret 3-minute meeting. Wow, I like that a lot. I like stuff. I'm sorry, I just got a notification that my former friend and now nemesis Josh is playing Bloons TD6 on Steam, and I'm going to make fun of him for it. One moment, please. Yeah, I really like that though, because when it's in the rules, it kind of encourages people to do that. You could do that as a house rule in pretty much any game, and I would enjoy it. But I just like that enforces the negotiation that'll be happening. And there's a chance of the pigeon going away. You have to roll a d6. That's funny. Players can capture your people. They can be returned. You buy a bunch of your buildings. Okay, Fog of War. Oh, okay, you show which troops you're buying, and then they get placed down face down on the board, so you're going to lose track. I like that too. I can see this. I like a lot of the things that are in here. What does battle look like? So you're just throwing a bunch of dice. Roll 2 battle dice. Trebuchets, bombard counters, eliminated by 3 points of damage. Okay, it's got the damage on there. And you can fight on the same side as each other. You can pool your battle points. How many people does this play? Seems like you need the full player count. 8 per player, so 4 players, right? When you look at the components. So it feels like you have to be playing this with 4. Basically with the titles, you just tax your stuff. Yeah, it's just a big old war game. But one that seems interesting, yeah, sure. Academy Games does good stuff. And they have an Uwe on the team. I mean, you can't go wrong with an Uwe. What's shipping? US, 10 to 16 bucks. It's very good and definitely subsidized. So you're looking at, let's say 16. Looking at 91 for a pretty involved war game. I mean, a lot of it's just chits and stuff, but still, that doesn't feel unreasonable at this point in time. So if you're interested in that, you can still late pledge. The pledges will be opening soon. Check that out over on GameFound. All right, let's go to Kickstarter, the bottom of the barrel, where there's really, I really don't think there's anything. At least we started off strong with 2 games, and now we have Catsville. Welcome to Catsville. Design ideal living places for cats. Plant forests. Okay, mountains. All right. Ride Felinia Express. I don't know what pun that one is. I kind of wish the rule of threes had me dying, but they don't. In this roll and write, print and play board game. I couldn't come up with one, so hey, you're doing better than me. Felinia. Murder on the Felinia Express. I don't get it. Yes, get me back with my perfect paradise. This possum. Yes, here we go. We're in. Meownificent. Catnip meadows and ponds. Okay, you know, it's the worst, but I like how horrible it is. Let's see what this is. It's gonna be like a $3 print and play, right? €3. We gotta start off. You know what? We gotta start off the year because we don't have much. With me talking for a long time to just draw it out, keep you going for the week, and also. We got to start with all the hits. We got some other greatest hits in here. Which sort of ones? Well, you'll devilish dice have to find out. Is that a pun? Maybe? Maybe a little. It's not even close. Okay, you set up by placing different terrain. Roll 2 dice. 1 will be a terrain, 1 will be a structure. You draw symbols, you make patterns. Do you like that? I don't know. Let's move on. That finishes Tuesday, January 23rd at 12:18 p.m. See, this is why we wait until now, and even still, I probably could have pushed it a week. Welcome to Topping, though. I just played Waffle Time on the weekend, and so I thought maybe this is going to be similar. We're going to see Be Strategic to become the best pizza shop owner, a midweight game for families, board games enthusiasts alike. And look at that guy. Look how tough a life Luigi is having. Also, Ratatouille's there. Alright, there's going to be some dice rolling, some predictions in the dice rolling, and some ways to mitigate those dice. But watch out, there's some pesky rodents, and they love pizza toppings. Well, obviously they're rodents of not unimaginable size, but unimaginable taste profiles. Unusual size? Unusual taste profiles. One of them. I imagine this says the same. I quit Duolingo because it was too hard. You can buy toppings in bulk. You got to serve your customers because you have to have ample ingredients on hand. Tricky orders yield higher revenue. Yeah, obviously. You can increase opportunities. You can mitigate risks. I mean, the cards are wiggling across the screen in a really lovely manner, so why not back this one? From Toto Totino. Maybe because it's 52 Canadian, so that means it's 80 Canadian after shipping. You know, it's really strange when they have a video and you can just take that video and create a transcript. It's, well, why do you not do that? That is this thing that AI can basically do. I used to work for a transcription service, and I don't think anybody works for them anymore because it's now all automated. Or it's all really garbled, and man, oh man, do those sorts of stuff hurt your ears. I don't know. It's getting resources, fulfilling objectives. That's pretty much it, right? I like the theme. Doesn't quite jump out at me, and there's no real shipping information because it's like, hey, it'll be shipped by Japan, so good luck. But hey, if you live in Japan, maybe it's for you. And probably, well, let's see. Actually, I want to see who's backed it. Look at that. Tokyo, Japan, Japan, 35. United States, 29. Actually, pretty much split. That's pretty good. Good for you, Toto. Yeah, that's who it is. Anyway, if that interests you, I guess, that finishes Thursday, January 25 at 9:59 a.m. If you want a pizza game, just do New York Slice. Likely that will be all better. Let's move along to, I told you it was coming, the deck of sexy things. Ooh, we had to start the new year off with a bang. Move over, Spiceify. There's a new deck in town, and it deserves to have all the pleasures this year. Spiceify was so 2023. Devilish Dice was 2022. Now we have the deck of sexy things. A deck of playing cards allowing the DM to create sexy encounters with fun card draw. For game masters who have that one player who keeps asking, are there any girls there? And you don't want to roleplay out the outcome of that question, but would like a solution nonetheless. No, I want it to be a thing where the DM can slip it in and just like really, really alienate the party who is not ready for that sort of dungeon crawling. Okay? They said you wanted a dungeon crawler. Well, you got one. So your encounters can be good, bad, weird, or neutral. Because sometimes you never know what you're going to get in that brothel. I love that this is something that is created. I don't like, how many times has this person run into that? How many times has there been just somebody at the table who wants to get horny with all of their friends around? You know? No, I don't know if they've heard about Spiceify, but I think they might be interested in that one. The good hearts, the bad spades, the neutral clubs, and the weird diamonds. So there you go. The next time you're thinking about getting sexy, just picture this tan beret and luscious goatee, furiously drawing the art behind the cards. I just don't know. I don't know. I've never experienced this. Now, I don't do that many campaigns, but I have done a few, and we've never really encountered it. But I guess I did kiss a swan once so much that they became my companion. So, but I really don't think the deck of sexy things would have been appropriate usage for that time. So, we're moving on. That finishes Thursday, January 25th at 11:48 a.m. Is there anything else? Yes, there is! Votes for Women! Votes for Women, the second printing. This is a game that a lot of people have been talking about. Second printing of the award-winning board game on the women's suffrage movement and the ratification of the 19th Amendment. They contacted me to cover this, and I was just, there's too many rules. Too many rules. I couldn't read them. But it's great. It was sold out first printing, and they're getting a second printing, and people are going to town on it. It's a big game, though. It's a really big game. It doesn't seem like it's that involved, and then when you pull it out, there's a lot of stuff to it. I'm sure you saw this Votes for Women. It was going around on like Facebook groups or whatever. People were saying that Facebook took down their ads because it had sensitive content or something like that, which is stupid. But it was also probably because it just said vote for, I don't know. I'm here to defend Facebook personally. I am Mr. Facebook, and they did nothing wrong. No, I mean, yeah, don't take that out of context. No, that's pretty stupid that it was censored. What the damn hell, Votes for Women? You literally sent me a rule book, and there's no rule book on this page. Why? Maybe you sent me this. Maybe that's why I didn't agree to it. Why? This is a second printing. Where is the rules? This is very disappointing. Oh, never mind. This was the email that said, hey, would you have any interest in a review copy for Votes for Women? And I said, hey, I'm in Halifax. I don't have people to play it with me. And they said, nope, no worries, goodbye. I just got a picture and no other information. I mean, I didn't ask for any, but to be fair. Spoiler ahead. Okay, so I've been watching through some videos just trying to figure out what this game is. And it seems like it has wargaming roots, and it's a lot of dice rolling. Like at the end of the game, let me see if there's a board.
Just voting.
Be quiet, Rodney. I'm talking here. I stole your voice in that back alley bounce-off duel as well. It's like a lot of rolling to take away votes, and it's this back and forth pull, and even just the mechanic of there being the polling Congress down here. Where's a picture of it? Down here, yeah. Almost here. Well, we'll keep this sort of ghostly Rodney, which is how he should be now after I beat him so soundly in that back alley bounce-off duel. You just have to roll a 6, and you can spend buttons to re-roll. And that, just like rolling a 6 to put a thing in, and then someone else, your opposition, can go there and roll a 6 to take it out. That's sort of just like, hey, do I get to roll a 6 to start playing the game or leave the trouble board? That's what it reminds me of, and that's not a good thing to remind me of. I think there's obviously a lot more depth here than that, but it comes down to it's an area control game where you want to have 4 votes in a state, and then you automatically get them to vote your way if you want to vote for women having votes, or if you want to vote against women having votes. Yes, in a 1 versus 1 game, you get to play the person who thinks women shouldn't vote. So that's also great. So it probably feels like a solo game unless you, I don't know, have some very bad ideas. This is a bit disappointing to me from what I've seen so far. I was really hoping that it would interact with the subject matter in an interesting way, and people are saying that it does in terms of like wargaming. 3-minute board gaming compared it to Twilight Imperium, which I have yet to play, and that does seem exciting to me. This, unfortunately, with all of those dice rolling, and it feels like an emphasis on that dice rolling. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but you know what? You know what would have helped me get it right? A rule book. Lovely that there's no videos, no rule book, and no reason for you to engage with the campaign. Just let people access and learn about your game in multiple ways of learning. Just do that instead. How about that? Also, to be clear, the awards that it won was on National Public Radio. Top games to gift. Wow. And it doesn't play 1 to 4 players, because then that's a team game and you're still playing a 2-player game at a 4-player count. It irks me to no end when games build themselves of 1 to 4 players when it's probably a solo game or a 1 versus 1 game. Look, it's world-class educational. What else is on the list? Daybreak, yeah. Ticket to Ride, Legacy, Apiary. Alright, I was going to ridicule them for not having a good selection, but it seems like they got a good selection. Good job. 89.7. Ease of teaching. Again, if it's easy to teach, give me a rule book. For $75, and also, do they even have shipping information? Let's see. Can you? Yeah, okay. At least there's shipping on this drop down. 15 to Canada. Is it cheaper to the States? Free shipping to the States for $75. All right, I like that. I like that a lot because it's probably 15 to the States and it's a $60 game. or a $55 game, and that feels a little bit more in the ballpark of what I'd want to pay for it, and then just paying shipping on top of that, just for components and stuff. And one thing that also gets me in a lot of these reviews, they say, wow, I really loved how they had all this production value. They included real documents, real like educational documents about the history of the suffrage movement, and I think that is really cool. But I also think that's the perfect thing to say when you don't really have anything that you want to, nice that you want to say about the game. You know, when you want to appreciate the subject matter and show that you appreciate the subject matter, and then at least you've said that, and then you can go on to the criticisms. Yeah, that's kind of also a red flag for me in terms of. So really disappointed by this. I was super excited to actually check this out and look into it and give it the pick of the week, and it certainly is not getting that. But if you're interested, that finishes Thursday, January 25th at 7:32 p.m. And drop in the comments below if you have the first printing and why I'm wrong, because I really want to be wrong, and that's not just dice rolling, and that the battling back and forth with the dice is something that is fun and not just repetitive. I guess because there's so many states, you have to choose where you allocate your dice rolls, right? Like, I think that's probably where it's interesting, but I just feel like if it's a tug of war, and that tug of war is based on rolling dice, that's something that I'm not really interested in. I want it to be based more on clever card play, which I think this has, but again, can't figure out if it does or not. Let's move along to Omerta, the 5 families fight for control and dominion in the gritty underworld of the 20th century New York City. Well, this is already wrong. The 5 families aren't whatever they said. The Colombo, no. It's W.B. Jones, W.B. Jones Heating and Air, Bill Kress, Kress Tool and Die, Paul Faust, Disaster Kits Limited, Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration, and Michael Scott, Dunder Mifflin. So it's a big old mob game. Cool. This looks kind of fun. How much are you going to be? $50 for a standard edition. I like that as a price. That's really good. No minis, though. I'm out. 9 riveting scenarios that thrust you into the heart of crucial historical events. All right. Yeah. More history than Votes for Women is giving me on this campaign page. Legitimately. So different plot cards give you different amounts of action points. All right. Recruit your capos, which I always thought were capos just because of the guitar. Bribe the police to disrupt your rivals. Grease the palms of newspapers to polish your public image and increase your respect. So there's just little faction track there. And choose when you blow everybody up. $50 for the standard edition. Nice. Oh, and then you get some minis. There you go. People love minis. For $95. You don't need minis in every game. The standard edition is the way to go, people. Yeah, it seems like a lot of stuff. Nice table presence. Love that there's this standard edition, though. That's awesome. Love that there's this little tab that says rulebook. Give it to me, Omerta. You're making me say, oh, Omerta. 24 pages. That's pretty good. Yeah, I want to see how these tracks sort of interact with each other. That's the main thing that I'm trying to pick out when I'm reading through this one. Basic concepts. Oh, it's giving me exactly what I want at the very top. Great job. 5 types of family relationships. Ally, friendly, neutral, hostile, and war. Okay, so it's a sliding scale. And I love that you can go right from ally to war, or you go around. That's what this track is telling me right now. Cool. Yeah, if you attack another family, it immediately goes to war. Love that. And you lose respect because you were an ally and you backstabbed them. So you can do it, but you can lose respect on the respect track. And then things de-escalate slowly over time. Cool. I love that as a system. Depending upon how much it impacts the game, who knows? Racketeering reflects criminal activities on the board. This is basically your income. You get racketeering points depending upon how much space you have. That's standard area control. The more you control, the more money you make. Family's respect is the order and tiebreaker. So like an honor system in Rising Sun, give it to me. If the family's respect reaches the maximum during a turn, this family wins the game instantly. If the respect is -5 or lower, the family cannot win the game in the red because nobody respects them, even if they hit an additional win condition. Cool. And then also if you get to 10 legacy points, you win the game. So 2 different ways to win. Cool. This looks good. There's a hard cap on how many units can be in a place. And so I guess if you're pushing units back in, they can dissolve, which might be interesting. Cool. There's always a bidding phase where you can bid for respect, and the lowest bid loses respect. So you're always wanting to outbid your opponents. I like bidding. Put stuff up on the board. And then you reveal some plots, some cards which determine the amount and the efficacy of your action. Yeah, I think there's a lot of fun things working for this one. What's shipping going to be? Shipping estimates, those feel like the norm, 18 to US 22. So again, it's like $70 to get your game. So like $100 for me to get this game. But it seems neat. Seems like a neat one, a unique mob one. I think I really like mobsters as a theme. I think I'm learning that about myself. Yeah, this one looks good. If you're backing votes for women and you want a better area control game, just back this one instead, because it actually gives you information about how the game is played. Maybe do that. Maybe do that. That one finishes Friday, January 26th at 7 p.m. Moving along to what has to be one of the best board games out there. And it's strange that only 17 backers have jumped on. Very strange, because this is all generated by AI, and you'd think that there would be more AI backers supporting it, but there's only 17 AI backers, 55 comments though. My favorite of this comment section that everybody should read, saying, here's the Kickstarter about page, where creators bring their vision to life. I see nothing on here about mass production or anything about selling finished projects to the community. That is for eBay. We are here to bring an idea to life, people. Okay, and that idea is Faith's Legacy. I'm with you, Terry. You don't need a single physical piece or even a single rule on paper. You just need to like Trivial Pursuit being your favorite game and to punch in what's popular today. Fantasy, let's go. A demonstrated history of working in the logistics and supply chain industry. Well, speaking as somebody who's spoken to somebody who knows somebody who works in the supply chain, I'm sure that you will have very detailed shipping and logistics information as we continue on with this magical story. Don't worry, only a couple of these were punched into what is cool board game fantasy deviantart.ai. Let's go. Let's watch the video too. Oh my god. Okay. Welcome to Eldoria, where it's just going to be forest. It's just going to be forest. Yes, show me more pictures of forest. Now there's a portal. There's lots. And then there's more stock footage. There's a lot. There's... Everything is far. The true strength of a hero does lie in their heart. That's true. Same with the true strength in a Kickstarter campaign. It lies in bringing ideas to life. But there's also going to be a woman reading your tarot cards. She comes with every pledge. She delivers it. And I love this stock footage trailer. That makes no sense. And we've got playing cards in here. Okay, so there's gonna be playing cards in the game. And they've said your faith is your weapon about 4 times because they want to convince you to back this on faith alone. Oof. There are going to be choices in this game. That's pretty good. But it might be cooperative. Oh, of course, it has to be a campaign game. Those are the ones that are making $1 bajillion and are so easy to bullshit. Just like, magical land. You're going to get the thrill of victory. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Let me tell you, this game is going to be bigger and better than any game that's ever been produced. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be huge. Where have we heard that before? As the mighty forest guardian, stand tall and unyielding. Okay, the game board unfolds before you, a vibrant tapestry of Eldoria's diverse landscapes. So there's one big board, and this is a different picture. I do love... Oh, look, but they are going to have expansion content in the background, thank goodness. Because that is how Kickstarter works. This guy says he doesn't know that some Kickstarter projects don't fulfill, but you seem to know that every Kickstarter has expansions. You might be crying foul. Although probably not, because if you did any research whatsoever, you wouldn't list your favorite games as Risk and Monopoly in the comments. I also love that our team of skilled illustrators and designers have brought Eldoria to life with intricate artwork, and yet at the beginning it's like, but by the way, it's all just AI art generated. Our skilled team of robots have done this for us. Now we stand on the threshold of making Faith's Legacy a reality, and we need your support. This will help Faith's Legacy refine its elements. What elements? I'm not sure. Here's the link to the budget. Okay, yes, give me the budget. I want to see that. Game development, $70 or $56,000. Cost per game. Oh, okay, cost per game. $56,000 to develop the game. Okay, cool, nice. Good yearly salary. We got art and design, $10 per game. $8,000. This guy says he spent $10,000 on Fiverr, so it's probably where we're getting it. Graphic design, CAD design, manufacturing, only $15 a game. Distribution, $10 a game. Wow. Marketing, only $10 a game. Distribution number is... Wait, but this is coming from a very skilled manufacturing, shipping, and logistics manufacturer, right? And yet it's going to be a big box, and you're probably not going to be able to put more than 3 in a larger shipping box to get it overseas. And you think distribution is going to cost you $10 from a CEO, the CEO working in logistics and supply chain industry, and you think distribution is going to cost you $10? That's the skeeziest thing I've seen thus far. And that's besides the auto-generated description of what is board game AI, please help, want to make money. I swear I'm not Mythic Games. Is this the same? It's the same. Yeah, 0 pictures, 0 details of what this thing is. You don't even have a dice. You don't have anything going on. This is the one time I've seen Kickstarter work, actually. This makes me put faith in the Kickstarter system, because most of these people are just people who wanted to make sure their comments weren't deleted. And I thank you for that. I thank you for keeping your pledges until the last day so that we can all see your comments and the responses to them. What a wild dumpster fire this is. The rewards: Lore Keeper, $35. Mystic Adventurer. Don't worry, you can get a customized t-shirt, because that always works. 3 backers. Don't do it. Eternal Chronicle. This is also my favorite part. Shout out to Faithbreaker for pointing this out. When you zoom in on this exclusive art, you get to see that it's really well developed in Ah, yes, definitely real words and real mock-ups done by real artists. That's for sure. This is you know what? This is my favorite campaign of 2024. I'm going to call it right now. What is great, though, is that Faith Legacy and Votes for Women give you almost the same amount of information about their game on the campaign page. Just almost. Almost the same amount. Votes for Women gives you a little bit more. But they both have videos, so we'll give this one a pass. Yeah, my favorite campaign, absolute favorite campaign on Kickstarter, Terry Roston. You can put that quote on the campaign page and link to this video. Proof that this is my favorite official room and board stamp of favoritism on the Kickstarter campaign page, if you can figure out what the internet is. That's my challenge to you. I mean, I guess you figured it out. You learned that AI art existed, and you thought, oh boy, I can't wait to take people's money. $10 for logistics. Oh, I just love this stock footage. But to their credit, you know what they did? They took the transcript of the video and they put it in the Kickstarter description. So I think we can all learn a thing or two from Faith's Legacy. Let's move on. Oh, who's the fox? I just wanted to make this joke. Do you know who the fox is? You know who the fox is. Scott Taylor's the fox. Come on, baby. Only a few more things. One thing that has been getting a lot of buzz is the Conan reprint. Conan by Monolith, Red Nails, an expansion, and Versus mode dive back into Conan's adventures with the return of the Deluxe King Pledge, a big Red Nails expansion, and an all-new Versus mode. Conan is something that I think has sort of a niche appeal to it. I know Batman Arkham Knight, or one of the Batman, is based on the Conan system, and that people like that less, but I know some people who like Conan and talk highly of it. And hey, it's by Monolith Games and not Mythic, so you might get your game. It is weird, though, that there are 2 games on the list where you can crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of the women. A weird week! I have 0 interest in this game, though. Even though I've heard it's okay. You never see it on any people's, top lists. €99, though. That feels alright for a base pledge that's going to have a lot of minis. I mean, it's 146 Canadian, and then, plus shipping makes it like 180 Canadian, but that seems to be standard nowadays. Do you have anything for me other than just a bunch of bloat and hype and pictures of minis? Probably not. Let's see the pledge manager, and the taxes, and the fees, and the shipping. 47 to 57, yikes. It's going to be a big box. It's going to be sort of a coffin box, too. Which make it more expensive, right? Okay, here's the game system overview, though. Gameplay is asymmetrical. Overlord commands a massive horde of monsters and villains. Then there's the heroes, so it's 1 versus all. Or there's the solo and the co-op mode, where you have an AI, activation tokens, special rules of the scenario. Game itself controls the Overlord. I think that's the ideal way to play it. Or versus mode, and this is what they're pushing right now, versus mode. 1 Overlord player versus 1 Overlord player. We want to expand the further potential of the King's Pledge by offering intense battles lasting less than an hour, which 2 players compete equipped with a Book of Skelos. So it's basically just a war game, right? Yeah, you just get all your minis and you can smash each other to bits. No rule book. They do have a gaming rules video on Conan, but like, ugh, I don't want to sit through, what is it, an hour? 6 minutes? All right. Oh, okay, I'll give you that one. Let's see. 9 years ago this was made. Yeah, that stamina system seems kind of neat. You're going to be spending stamina on your turn. You can spend more, but you only can recover a certain amount. The stamina will let you do base actions. You can see on the character sheets right now the types of actions you can do. There's kind of 6 actions you can do, and then they go back into the recovery phase. And I assume over here this little death zone is stamina that you can never get back because you're too tired, like me right now. I mean, yeah, you can probably look into it more. I think the Overlord actually feels like it could be interesting with activating your units having a big cooldown effect. So the longer you wait to activate all the various units, the cheaper they are to activate. That does seem pretty cool to me. I'd be willing to give this one a shot. It just doesn't really turn my crank. But I'm clearly in the minority, and I know people have been asking for a reprint of this because it's been tough to find or something. So I'm happy for everybody who can get it. If you're interested in that, finishes Monday, January 29th at 6 p.m. And that's pretty much it for the week. There was this that I wanted to just shout out quickly. Flat hard-pressed cardboard TTRPG D&D minis. I mean, flat hard-pressed sounds like something out of the Deck of Sexy Things, but there's just a bunch of cool little standees that you could get a pack, a PDF for $10. Cool. And then $15 for 35 minis. I mean, they're standees, but, you know, calling them minis makes everybody feel better. If that turns your crank, great. You probably have all the characters you need for D&D, but 151 people don't. So there you go. And I was going to check this out. This being Make 100, where you're only supposed to make 100, but it seems like they're making more than that. Duel, an 18-card trick-taking game with each card containing 2 suits of the opposite value. The suit at the top is awake and active, while the bottom is asleep, and your hand can flip during the game so that your awake suits fall asleep and the new suits become awake. But don't worry, if you can't follow suits, you can just win it with star power. So you have to keep track of what suits are active in the player's hand. And then after every trick, the player who played the lowest card may choose a player to flip their hand upside down. So you can choose yourself or you can choose your opponent. Cool. Gain points tokens for winning the most cards, winning the last trick, and winning the 5 cards. Play 5 rounds. That seems kind of neat. A nice little 18-card game. Easy to think about. Easy to flip things upside down. I like that idea of flipping it upside down. And for $12, the travel edition comes with a hook box to fit in your pocket. Or print and play for $2. Yeah. All right. Shipping is included with the travel edition as well. I'm assuming it just ships to the US. Yeah, it does. But for $12 for an 18-card game, little trick-taking game, that could be okay. So I want to point that out. This is Make 100. Generally, they only make 100, hence the name. But that's it. Anyway, that's it for the week. A weird and wild week filled with disappointment. But I do have a pick for me. And I might have a pick for you. I didn't think I would, but I think I do. Oh yeah, there's enough there. The pick for me is going to be the thing that I am the most interested in, and the pick for you is the thing that I think if you get, I think you'll like. Pick for me is going to be Omerta, the 5 families. This was the one that turned my crank the most. I like area control, I like mob, I like the theme, I like this being $50 with the standee edition. Really clear rules with a lot of things going on that feel interesting and fun, and I'm hoping that they will all interact well together. That's the one that I'm the most interested in. And I think Battle of Versailles can get the pick for you. I think it can get the pick for you. I know some of my patrons over on the Discord, they are excited about it and we're backing it. And I say, you know what? You don't have to cancel your pledge. You did okay. You can get it. Just this once, though. Just this once, you can get it. You've already started 2024 off on a bad buying streak, but you know what? If you're excited about it, I'm excited for you because I think it looks fun. I think there's going to be a lot of like decent interplay there, and I hope that it works out for Salt and Pepper. What else do they do? Oh yeah, Witchcraft and Resist. Nice. Yeah, they've been putting out, you know, decent title. Unreliable Wizard. Oh, I thought that one looked dumb. Yeah, I think that one looked dumb. Well, so 50-50. Who knows? But hopefully Battle of Versailles is a good hit for everybody who gets it. And I didn't switch to pictures. So you're just going to have to remember which ones I was talking about. Unreliable Wizard, that's what I'm talking about here. Salt and Peppa, they did Witchcraft and Resist, and we'll continue going back to the Battle of Versailles, and of course, Omerta, which is the mob-themed one. I gotta give my voice a break, but I really appreciate you all being here. Let's get another year started. Hopefully, one good board game will come out this year. Only one. That's what I hope. I hope all the others are garbage, and we don't have to purchase them. But I hope only one is good. And you know what I think that one is going to be? It's the one that you decided to splurge on. You're the exception to the rule. You know what's going to be good. Because it's got lots of plastic. Thanks so much for being here. My name's Chris George. You know what? I don't have a catchphrase. I still don't in 2024. But maybe if everybody goes ahead and makes those alt accounts and subscribes again, and we get up to 100K, and I get my sweet little silver button to tell me how much of a good YouTube boy I am, well, then maybe I'll come up with one. Maybe. That'll be a lot of alt accounts. Anyway, I'll see you later.